Hello, 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 everybody. So, first things first, no earthquakes today as of yet. I mean, to be fair, the last one happened pretty late in the day, so we'll see. But from what I know, the earth is not shaking on me at this point, and that's just good news all around. Other than that, I'm almost all the way through the new season of Stranger Things. Definitely going to be able to talk about that in my video tomorrow. But for today, time to talk about a little Spider-Man. Spider-Man Far From Home. Yeah. I loved it. I really did. It's been a few days now since I've seen it. I saw it, Monday night. It's Saturday now, so it's almost been a week. Wanted to give it some time to digest. I've poked my head in for a few different things. I really, really enjoyed this movie, I gotta tell you. I've heard some hyperbolic statements that people are like, it's the best MCU movie yet. No, it's not. It's not. But I will say that it has some really high highs. And not too many low lows. The movie is a bunch of fun. It's a good time. I mean, similar to Homecoming, it's one half teen comedy and other half Spider-Man film, and it's almost split in half in that regard. I mean, the first half of the movie is very much focused on Peter and his classmates and all their shenanigans, with all the elemental attacks interspersed throughout. You hit about, I think, the 60% of the way through the movie mark, and it picks up some steam. Seriously, it's not to say I wasn't liking the first chunk of the movie. It was fun. But the second half of the movie is I'd say much stronger as well. Has some really, really cool action set pieces. One of which in particular is my favorite thing I've seen in a while in a movie. The acting is great across the board. Jake Gyllenhaal is, of course, fantastic as Mysterio. He is, I don't think this is a crazy statement to say. I think Jake Gyllenhaal is one of the best actors working today. And again, the fact that he has not won an Oscar is still a little silly to me, but whatever. It's just a freaking award. Tom Holland is, again, great as Peter. I think he just keeps finding new little things to focus on in each story that he's involved in. Is really what? Not really counting Endgame in any significant manner. I mean, he was in the movie a little bit at the end there, but he got, obviously there was Spider-Man Homecoming in this, but also Infinity War and then Civil War. This is our first, this is our fourth real time focusing on him. And yeah, I like how he's finding new depths of the character, how he's always evolving. He's young, that makes sense. Again, I'm not really going to go into spoilers in this. I do like some of the directions they go. Some of the themes of the movie are really, they're kind of on the nose. Some of them were presented pretty clearly in the trailers. But the movie builds to something really good. And I really liked the twists and turns, and I swear to God, stay for the mid-credit scene at the very least. The end-credit scene is also very good and interesting, and pose a lot of questions. That mid-credit scene, it's the real ending to the movie. I get why they put it in the mid-credits. It's only a minute and a half into the credits when it plays. But I know there are people walking out of the theater. I've seen them. I've seen these people walk out of the theater before the movie is really over. And they don't see the real ending to it. And that does them a disservice. So don't let that happen to you. I'm so serious here. You cannot miss that mid-credit scene in particular. It has, when I saw the movie and when I poked my head into the movie right before it was over, easily some of the biggest reactions in the entire auditorium for that. All in all, though, I did like the movie more than Homecoming. I think Homecoming's a bit more coherent. I think its villain is a lot more relatable, a lot more grounded and stronger. But I really like the directions they take. I really like the obstacles that are in the way for Peter. I really I think mostly the entire cast delivers a great performance, and I think the movie is really worth watching. I liked it more than Homecoming. despite kind of a slightly less coherence to it, mostly because of a lot of the strength in that second half. The movie tries really hard to be a comedy. Similar to Thor Ragnarok, I enjoy that, but I feel like sometimes it undercuts some moments that should be a little bit more serious. But it goes for the jokes. Oh, and I forgot to mention, like, the way it handles, like, Thanos' snap, and, like, all these people coming back after 5 years. Oh, man. It's some funny shit. They get it out of the way real quick. They're just like, look, it happened. This is it. And oh, man, those actually led to some of the biggest laughs in the entire movie. In particular, there's a scene fairly early on with a character on an airplane recounting something that happened related to the snap, the blip, as they call it. I was just laughing the entire fucking time. In a fucked up sort of way. But yeah, so my overall recommendations, absolutely see this movie. I mean, if you've been watching the MCU at this point, you're probably going to see it anyway. God knows we've had a fair amount of people showing up at our theater to watch it. But yeah, it's a good time. I would recommend not to sleep on it. Because there are definitely things that can be spoiled for you about this film. A couple big things. Both about this movie and where things are going from here, I think. So, yeah. Thank you all so much for listening. Again, Chase, Cheyenne, hope you guys are having fun in Boston. I said this last time, I think. It's just making a claim and a statement, but I mean, I imagine we'll probably talk about this in our next actual podcast episode, so that's when I'll be able to get into spoilers and actually talk about some of the stuff I really want to talk about, but I can't. Yeah. That's really all I got to say. I mentioned before, I'll be talking about Stranger Things Season 3 tomorrow. Probably around the same time as this. Should give me enough time to finish it and get my thoughts in order. Until then, hope everybody's having a great day. And stay frosty. I don't know how to close this out. I'm just, maybe I should